What's going on, guys? Eric Allen, owner of Top Rated MMA. For this show, I got to talk to Coach D from 864 Fighting Championship. This is a great promotion. They've only done 4 shows, but they've got tons of great fights on their cards. Their next one's coming up in July. I got to catch up with Coach D on this show, and it's awesome. Check it out. Coach D, thank you so much for jumping on a call with me, man. I appreciate it.
Hey, man, no problem, man. Hey, fellow podcasters have to stick together.
Absolutely, absolutely. I also want to say thank you for your service, man. I appreciate that.
Hey, man, hey, we do what we do, brother.
Absolutely. Well, I got to say, I love the videos that you do, the post-fights. 864, that was just their 4th show, right?
Yeah.
Man, it seems like what I've seen online, it's like a very top-notch, high-level production. So congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Hey, we off to a good start, man. We got to keep it going, though.
And you guys just had, like I said, the 4th event. What was your thoughts on the night, man? It seems like some pretty good fights on there.
Man, that was our most stacked card to date, and I'm going to blow you away. Our July card is going to be even better.
Yeah. So,
we try to up our game every show. And that's the challenge. You know how it is with fighters. Some are ready to fight, some are not. So trying to top the next one is always the challenge. Try to have better promotion, try to pick the right venues, try to make sure the right fights, try to get all the fans involved. So there's a lot of moving parts, but we love the challenge. So we love seeing how it turns out.
That's all. And it sounds like your June show had some weird complications. So you guys are merging kind of 2 shows into July for a kind of a super stacked show, right?
Yeah, well, June, like I said, that May card has so much on it that a lot of people couldn't transition. Not many fighters can fight back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? So, so they're still going through weight cuts, or they got other fights coming up, and a lot of things weren't jiving together. So instead of giving you go from a high card to an inferior card, we decided just to roll it over.
Yeah, awesome. Anyone in specific that you're looking forward to seeing most? Kind of who are those top fighters out of the 864 promotion that you're excited to see?
Well, card's not done yet, so I won't say anything just yet, but it's just about done. So stay tuned. I'll definitely give you a shout out when it's ready to rock. Okay,
yeah, awesome.
So like I said, we're still finalizing contract. I don't want to speak too soon.
Yeah.
It not happen. You know what I'm saying? So
And it's a pro-am card, right?
Yeah, pro-am, yes sir.
I love that fans like that. You guys have access on pay-per-view, and you guys can watch through online too, which is awesome. Yep. Is that going pretty good then for you guys doing the on-demand stuff?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's a growing platform, just like with any promotion. Still getting the kinks out. Internet streaming, all that stuff. It has to be fine-tuned on a regular basis. Yeah. But so far, our quality's been good. Everybody's been happy. Audio hookups from time to time, but overall, we're pretty excited about where it's going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I've been watching Amberlyn Orr for a while now, and she was on that show. Got her first win. That was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, we can go down the card all day. You talk about, Tanner doing what he did to Dom Waters, which is a huge test. When that fight came together, I was like, oh my God, that's gonna be a barn burner. Kyle Reed against Phil. I said we could never get Kyle Reed a fight, so we were happy to finally get somebody to step up and fight him. Yeah. So that was a great fight. You know what I'm saying? So it was pound for pound. The smoke. I would rank that card up against any Bellator card. I ain't gonna say UFC, but it was so stacked that we can compare it to a lot of cards.
Sure.
So I was pretty happy.
That is awesome. And how did you get involved with 864? Or have you been in the game? It seems like you've been in the MMA game for quite some time. But how did you get involved with 864 and everything's going good that way then?
Well, it's a funny story. So, like I said, when after I got the Marine Corps, I got into bodybuilding and personal training. You know what I'm saying? So I've been personal trainer and strength and conditioner for 27 years. Okay. So Lance Adam, who owns the Warrior Warehouse, and his team Beast Mode Killers, they hired me on as a strength and conditioning coach. So I started getting them ready for fights, and I was in their corner for our fights. But we would go to different states. No one knew who we were. You know what I'm saying? So we were the underdog. We were getting booed. I was like, what the hell?
Yeah.
I was like, y'all ain't gonna boo me. You know what I'm saying? So I started doing, simple introduction podcasts. So, hey, Team Beast Mode Killers, we going to this state. We're going to fight that guy. We're looking forward. We were doing our own interviews and just posting them on Facebook.
Yeah.
Well, then people try to chiming in and giving me some heat. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
you know, and I got that aggressive nature. So I'm
yeah.
like, who the F you talking to? And blah, blah, blah. And then they started picking up. Then I started talking junk about other people who talked junk to me.
Yeah.
And then it became Coach D, and it picked up. And I started to do it more and more. And then it just grew to this level. It grew to this level.
Man, that is awesome. I'm excited for the July show. Super stacked card. I'm excited. And I'm also going to place, if that's all right with you, I'll place 864 Fighting on the Top Rated MMA website on the art section, man, and link out so people can get to your guys' website and social media.
Please do.
Cool.
Please do. I'm down with that. So, so let's switch it up. How'd you get into the podcast game?
You know what's funny? We launched Top Rated MMA in 2012. I was just kind of like, hey, let's do some T-shirts, and then I kind of was like doing shirts for a while. We sponsored a UFC fighter back in the day, John Prince Albert. And then in September or so last year, I thought, I'm just going to interview guys. I love hearing the story of why people love to get in the cage. You know, braver than I've never been in the cage except for photos. And so it always intrigues me of fighters like, you know, some of them are fighting for money. Some of them are fighting to pay off bills and pay for kids, you know. So I love that aspect of it. And so I thought, well, I'm just going to get these guys on the show and we'll just do quick 10-minute shows and make it happen, you know.
Okay. Well, that's how I got into actually doing the interviews with actual fighters.
Yeah.
So when we started doing, you know, going from show to show to show, a lot of, you know, journalists and media groups, they weren't really interviewing the amateurs. They were just doing the pros.
Yeah.
So I said, you know, well, let me start getting these guys some shine who deserve it. Just because you're a pro, you're an amateur, don't mean you don't put on a great fight.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So I started, you know, calling up, you know, promotions and say, hey, can I come do an interview to the fighters? No one really knew me as Coach D, the media guy. They kind of knew me as Coach D, you know, the coach.
Yeah.
And they were like, no, I don't know who you are. Click, click, click. So I had to call people who knew me and go, hey, man, let this guy know who I am. Guys like, you know, Chris Goggins, people who knew me real well and who they knew him real well.
Yeah.
So he would vouch for me. Then I started being able to go to venues and start interviewing, you know, the amateur fighters. I mean, if pros want to do it, fine, but I really focus on the amateurs. Yeah. Then that Coach D style I started getting loud and boisterous with it and aggressive with it, and it just took off. Man, it just took off. So
I love the amateur side of things, like you were saying. I mean, a lot of times you got these up and comers that are just like trying to get a name for themselves, and some guys are testing out the MMA side of things. And you know, I love probably the majority of my interviews are probably the up and comers. They're all the amateur guys who are just kind of trying to get their name into the scene at all, you know. And so I love being able to help them at all. And for me, it's I love just to give back, you know, and that's part of our Top Rated MMA. There's a local all-AMI card up here that I usually results for, and some big names coming, you know, up in the area, and so looking forward to their next cards. Actually just happened, so and I missed it, but it'll be in July. I'll be there. So,
well, for us, you know, since we're big fans of like the UFC and Bellator, we're always following the stories, like what makes it a great fight. We know they're great fighters, but it's always that story that kind of makes it even more interesting. So I started to make sure I create the story as well. So that's why I created my other podcast, you know, the MMA Fight Camp and things like that, so I can start telling the stories of fighters too. Yeah. So if two fighters got beef, I'm gonna go, hey man, we got this heat over here, and I started going in that way too. So you know, so now I'm in the spotlight for calling out situations. You know? So I get a lot of heat and a lot of fights on Facebook with that too. You know what I'm saying? But I love the challenge because fans deserve to know. You know, sometimes we don't know where to go to find information. Right. So if a fighter doesn't share it, like a lot of fighters don't, you know what I'm saying? There's not that many media outlets in South Carolina, so we can get our fight news. You know what I'm saying? So I took it upon myself to be one of the guys who puts out the fight news. So of course, I'm not everywhere, but I try to get as much information on people as I can. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's been hard for me. I'm up in Idaho, so there's not a ton of MMA stuff up here. I mean, Spokane's not too far away from me, but I partnered up with Fightbook MMA, and so they are just constantly putting out new news and stuff like that. I like to be able to time with those guys. But yeah, again, I can't be everywhere, but I love to be able to share what I can and be a part of that. And
I mean, you guys are huge. I'm looking at you guys got some real numbers up there, man. So Idaho ain't that slow.
That's right, yeah, for sure, for sure, man. So yeah.
So what got you into MMA? What was your passion to enter into MMA?
You know, funny thing, I as a kid, I used to go with my cousin, and we would go rent on VHS all of the UFC back in the day. We were just huge WWF fans.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're like, oh, there's UFC. Let's go watch it. And I had a cousin who did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, went down and trained with Royce Gracie when he was in high school, and just kind of intrigued it all through the years, really since the early UFC days. And then I think it probably kicked in more. I got more serious about it once the Ultimate Fighter started. And then I started to look at the numbers and kind of doing fantasy picks and stuff like that. And probably the last 10 years or so, I've been really into just following that side of things, the stories, the fantasy numbers, stuff like that. So, that's kind of passion.
Well, to answer your question about how I got with 864, like I said, I made a point to travel to many local shows. So, Warfare is in Myrtle Beach, and they had a show coming up. It was Warfare 17, and once again, I always try to do their shows. So I was over there doing my normal Coach D thing, and 864 was partnered up with Warfare at that time to help them put on the show. You know what I'm saying? So they were there to see how it gets done and watch the fighters and all that kind of good stuff. So they had a chance to see me do my Coach D. You know what I'm saying? So I was interviewing all the fighters, and we had a lot of heat on that card. So we had a lot of rivalries. So I was able to talk junk for the fighters. I go, he don't want to talk junk, so I would talk junk for him. And it is. I had a huge crowd. Everybody was watching, and 864 saw it. They were like, "Man, we like what you do. You know, we want to have you, do that for 864." And at that time, I was neutral, so I was able to have a conversation with just about anybody because I didn't have no affiliations. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So when I actually did partner up with 864 and get out there and talk about what is going on, it blew up for a second. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now people who will always come to me and give me information on what's going on couldn't do it because they're part of a different promotion. You know what I'm saying? So we had that stuff going on too, which was kind of fun, but it is what it is. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome, man. Well, hey, do you care if we do some rapid fire questions on you?
Sure.
All right, dude. So UFC 25, it's a stacked card. You got Whitaker or Romero?
Oh, I got Romero this time. I think he can come back and get it.
Okay. Holly Holm or Megan Anderson? Or Megan Anderson. I don't know how you say it.
I'm going to go with Holly Holmes.
I like Anderson, but she's been laid off. Like, she hasn't been in the cage for so long. I think it's going to be a little bit of a tough debut for her.
Yeah, a little bit ring rust.
Do you got favorite band or favorite type of music that you listen to?
Like I said, for those who don't know, I'm 50, so I'm kind of old school hip hop, so that's like Jay-Z and all that. I'm an old school guy.
Okay, awesome. And then outside MMA, you said you do personal fitness or personal training, stuff like that. Do you still do that, or what do you do outside?
Yeah, like I said, I always keep a handful of. I like understanding how to improve people's lifestyle. That's what really got me into it. I'm a lifestyle person. Eat better, feel better, do better. That's really where it got to. But I'm also a Marine, so I have an aggressive nature. So it's kind of hard to scream at a person who never who never lifted a weight a day in their life. So I like being part of MMA. Helps me manage that aggression side. So I get to bark at the moon and deal with people who think like I think, who are aggressive and things like that. So without MMA, I think I might be a basket case.
Okay. And last question: do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Right now, I just saw Upgrade, and I'm feeling that right now.
Yeah,
I'm feeling that right now. That's that kind of took me by surprise. It turned out to be pretty good.
Awesome,
pretty good. Awesome. So I usually try to keep a new favorite every year. So I don't live too far in the past. I want to see what's new coming out. So that's what really got me into media. I mean, I've been reading comic books since the age of 9. I'm a huge movie fan. I like sci-fi. I write stories. I wrote a book about nutrition. So I started to always, keep abreast of what's going on so I can have something to talk. I want to stay relevant, put it that way.
Sure. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I also want to give you an opportunity to give any shout-outs to teammates, sponsors, anything like that for 864 or for yourself, and we can get those guys added to the video as well.
Cool. Well, I'll say everybody, 864 Fighting Championships is on the rise. We're growing. You never know. We may be in a town near you as we decide to hit this road and do what we do. I'm all about the fighters. So if any fighters, who want to get down with the game, please let me know. I'll definitely give you an interview and talk about what you do and give you some shine the way Coach D does. I love the sport. I always got your back. All I ask you to do is just fight.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey, Coach D, it's been a pleasure and an honor to talk to you. Thank you so much for your time today, man. I appreciate it. And
no problem, man. Hit me up anytime, man. I got your back. We stick together.
That's right. Absolutely, man. All right, dude. Have a good day.
All right, man. You too. Take care.
Right. Bye. Thank you so much for checking out the show today. I really appreciate it. Please like our videos, share our videos, subscribe to our channels. All the support helps us be able to support other people in Higher Heroes USA and also the fighter sponsorship program from Fightbook MMA. Thank you again. Have an awesome day.
I can hear sirens, dispatching of a tyrant.